Hey, hey,
Can you see
hey.
me? Oh,
No,
I was like,
there
can you
you
see me?
go.
Hi.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to World of Readzzzz, y'all. We are so excited to be here and doing this. Y'all have no
Yeah.
idea how we have talked and talked and talked to get ready
hmm
because we wanted to do this amazing panel for you guys. So, of course, I'm Nola Reeds, and this is.
Barb meets world, of course.
All right, so the reeds of the world is gonna collide, okay? So let's get started. First thing with this Super Bowl, honey. Did you see AT Mary, baby? She was sprawled out, okay? I was here for it. Between her falling on the floor and Snoop Dogg walking, baby. I say, if this not the most blackity black Super Bowl halftime show I have ever seen, if they would have
hmm
had Prince and Whitney Houston holograms, girl, I would have been ready for the Meet the Lord. For
Yeah.
real. So what's your opinion?
I really enjoyed it. I mean, I knew since they said who the lineup was and whatnot, I was like, okay, those are all artists, obviously, that are going to come together really, really well. Obviously, we did who came out that I did 50 Cent. I didn't know that he was supposed to come out, but I think that was a good addition. I think a couple people were kind of feeling some type of way because it was supposed to mostly be like about the West Coast, I guess, but like, there's 50 Cent. And I mean, Mary J. Blige is obviously from the East Coast as well, so I was kind of like, and then Eminem also being from, I guess the Midwest is technically where he's from, so I think it was a good culmination of everybody, and I enjoyed it personally.
No, I did see that, but I didn't think it was more so a West Coast collaboration. I
hmm
thought it was supposed to be like everybody who kind of had some kind of influence or work with Dr. Dre in some type of
hmm
way. That's what I thought. So I
hmm
didn't really get the East Coast, West Coast thing. Now I did see that the Shade Room, they always leaking everybody business. Okay.
hmm
They had actually leaked the video the day before them rehearsing and let everybody know 50 Cent was supposed to be there because he was supposed to be a surprise.
Out
They
of
don't
nowhere.
know what's surprise. Who's supposed to be the pop out Jack in the box? They don't,
Yeah.
they don't know what some things, Shade Room, we need y'all to just hold it. Let us be a little surprised. But I was thoroughly impressed. I enjoyed it.
hmm
And while I did enjoy it, like it was definitely for the culture, right? I
hmm
also kind of felt like, okay, NFL, but what are you doing? Like, do you really support the culture? Because we already know y'all blackballed Colin Kaepernick. He hasn't been able to work. That didn't look good for y'all. Um, with us, that went on for years. And now you have the black coach that's coming out and suing them and saying basically the NFL is ran like a slave
hmm
plantation, with it being limited positions for black coaches, ownership, and then, the black players is 97% majority on the field, but less than 2% in the owner box and the people who really get to make the decisions. So I'm like, do y'all really support us like this? Or y'all really trying to improve your race relations and learn? Or is hiring Jay-Z a front because when give us a little entertainment, little good Mary, little good Snoop, and a lot of us be like, okay, it's all over with, you
I
know.
think you always got a question, and it really sucks that that's the point in which we are right now, is where something, any type of gesture, you always have to, kind of side eye and like wonder, like, okay, is this truly from a goodness of your heart area, or is it because there's a message, or you're trying to capitalize on using us as the face of this, or like trying to oh yeah, we want you to come on to the team, like, yeah, of course. And it's like, it really sucks that that's where we are in the world right now. But overall, like, the show itself, I enjoyed. Everything beyond that is stuff that, unfortunately, with time, everything will come to light. So it's interesting to see how that will play
Play
out,
out.
in
Right.
the
That's what
future.
I'm waiting to see. Like, are we going to continue to get? And I'm not saying it has to be all black, because trust me, baby, I was Britney Spears, hit me, baby, one more time back in the day.
hmm
I was all for the instinct. I was more of an
hmm
instinct girl than a Backstreet Boys girl. Okay. So
I
I'm,
was too.
so I'm all for the inclusion of everybody. What I don't want to do as us be used for a prop, because never in the history
That's
of
what I was
ever,
saying.
like I come from a family where we believe real women watch football. But not that you're not a real woman if you don't watch football. We just, that's just our excuse when other females would be like, "You watch football?" We like, yeah, because real women do that. But so we in it. Like I'm a watch for the game and the commercials. Typically not so much the halftime show. But never in the history of ever, as far back as I can recall, do I recall the national black anthem being sung at the Super Bowl ever. I was like, this is new. But my
Oh,
girls was looking good and they blew though. Come on,
yes.
Mary.
Yes. We also need to shout out what was it, Janae Ioko, I can never say her last name, who
Not even
sang
gonna try
America
because
America the Beautiful. She did a good job. She definitely sounded like Janae, but like, you know how people like to do their own renditions of stuff, and it's like it can be hit or miss, Fergie. But she did a good job, I think. She was able to make it her own without taking anything away from it, or
Right. I think she did a good job. I think she did great in making it her own without doing too much. Because girls, sometimes they be on the yee and the ooh. And y'all, I know that sounds horrible. Trust me, I can't sing. I never sing a voice. I will recite the song in word, okay?
Yeah, you.
But so, they do all of these endless ripples, and child, I'd be like, baby, go ahead, land the plane. Land the plane, feed the babies. I'm over it. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And shout out to I forget his name, played for the Rams, baby. He had a magical night, okay? Because he
The one
not
who
only
had a baby?
yes.
I
Can
saw
you
that just like
imagine like
literally
leaving from
before. He was running out because he was
his
like, that
wife
was
was
probably like the best day of his life right there.
girl, but can you imagine, baby? That wife wanted to let him have his moment, okay? Because she left from the Super Bowl stadium in an ambulance to be rushed to the hospital. You had to be having some type of contractions at that game. I'd have been like, baby, go ahead and stay and play. You don't even worry about me. I understand this is a big day for your career, but I got to run to the epidural.
Yeah, something had
Me
to be.
personally.
I want to know what her due date was. Like, was it for that day or was it like I'm curious. But if that's not a sign, like I don't know what is.
Child, they need to name that baby Legend or something epic. Like like something good, something good. But that's all I really have for the Super Bowl. I enjoyed it. I mean, the game was kind of weak sauce to me, so ain't no need of me even sitting up here talking about it because the Saints wasn't in it, so I really didn't have a dog in the fight. Okay, I didn't care who won, as long as it was a good battle between the two teams. Because I was looking in my Saints shirt because
I
I
didn't
was
hear that
folk
it was
day.
like a blowout or nothing like that. I think my husband said, because I really just popped in to see the halftime show. I watched a little beginning and I didn't really watch the game. So I don't know what type of game it was, honestly, but he said it was more of a defense game. I don't know.
Yeah, but listen, if your husband not screaming, hollering, and cussing,
that didn't happen.
either good way or bad way, because sometimes we scream, holler, and cuss when our team doing good. Or even if it's just a good game or a hell of a play, right? If he wasn't doing all that mean the game was lackluster.
Yeah. I didn't hear. He was right on the side of this ball, and I didn't hear none of that. So,
my points exactly. So, of course, y'all, we are going to get into the mess of it all and what we like to call our what moments. Okay. And the first thing that we are going to discuss, y'all, I do have a picture, but it's a little bit big, right, on our screen. But I do have a picture, y'all. There was an incident on the airlines. Y'all need to stop cutting up on these airlines, messing with these people. Go ahead, tell me about it, Bob, because you the one brought it to my attention.
So I saw on Hollywood Unlocked. This is where I got this bit of tea from. That according to them, an American Airlines flight attendant used a coffee pot to knock out an unruly passenger who tried to open the airplane door mid-flight on Sunday. The incident took place on an American Airlines flight that departed from Los Angeles International Airport to Washington, D.C., but made an emergency landing in Kansas City. due to the unruly passenger. Witnesses said the unruly male passenger attempted to enter the cockpit moments before he tried to open the airplane door. During the hectic situation, a flight attendant grabbed a coffee pot and hit the man several times until he fell to the ground. After the altercation, other passengers restrained him until the flight landed safely. He was arrested by FBI officials and taken into custody. So we don't really get, I don't think there's actually like footage right now of like the actual incident or anything like that, which is actually a good sign because like people are so quick when something's happening to pick up your phone. So hopefully means that they actually did what they were supposed to do instead of being overcome by the bystander effect. But there is like a little clip of just the FBI coming in and them, all the passengers holding them down until they were able to do that. But like, I thought this was good to bring up because this, for me personally, exemplifies the reason why I like just don't be trying to go nowhere. You can't go nowhere without like what? I don't even know. Like something's going on, and I hope they took him to the place that he can get some assistance with whatever was going on because that's not okay. That's not normal. Something's wrong. Who sent you? What is wrong with you? Where like I just don't get it. So,
girl, now who
I don't
sent
like going nowhere.
you? Now listen, boy. Now I have my own travel agency on the side, so I need the good people to be taking cruises, car rides, flights, hotels. I understand you don't want to go nowhere, but travel is part of my little industry. But listen, I don't want to travel like that, okay? And I am sad because I actually have a membership with American Airlines, so that's who I be trying to fly, so I can get my points because it's me plus 3 when I have to buy a plane ticket. So I be needing the points so I can cash them in. And American girl, y'all gonna. I'm glad I'm not ever gonna go to Spirit. I'm sorry, I can't do it. But American, I wonder if they gave them people double points, triple the points for the inconvenience.
Oh, something.
They gave them something,
There's
but
no way
besides that, I want to know, like,
near-death experience happened.
Like you couldn't cut up before we took off, so they can just put you off the plane.
Like I want to know what was the build up. Like what was going on?
Like what led up to this? Now, as you know, it's been an upticking and people just going off and having issues on flights. And a lot of people, they said over aggravation of wearing the mask. Y'all, do what I do, okay? Do what I do. We've been wearing the mask for 2 years, baby. If I have to get on the plane, I go with a blanket. I throw it over my head and pull that mask down and go to sleep, okay? Have you a cocktail or something? If you just have to get on a plane and calm your nerves and go you to sleep, take your BC powder or something like that. Like, first of all,
you saw my husband.
You essentially waste your money because you got on this plane to act a fool for what? For what purpose? You had a destination. I don't know about you, boy, but when I'm traveling, I'm in one or two modes, right? I'm excited. I'm ready to get to my destination because I'm about to relax. Because I mostly like tropical places. It was cold down here a few weeks ago, and I was calling my friend up north, like, come get your weather out my backyard because I can't do this. Okay, I cannot. But if I'm on my way to my destination, I'm ready to turn up. It's about to be some beaches, baby. I'm about to have me a nice mimosa if it's early in the morning. Okay, we about to have fun. We about to party. We about to enjoy ourselves. Go learn some history about the culture of the place where I'm going. If I'm coming back home, I'm on some, baby, I done wore out. I'm tired. My flight is always scheduled where I get back early enough where I can rest and be rested because I'm going to work the next day because I got to recoup these dollars that I just spent, okay? I don't care how much money you got in the bank. You still got to recoup the dollars that you just spent, okay? And so, listen, if I'm ready to go and you done delayed me, sir, I might fight you. I might have had to put me on some wings like a stewardess and get up in there and tussle, okay?
No, that's what I'm saying. If I was on there, it wouldn't have even been the flight. It would say, Johnny's blah, 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 single-handedly takes down man, woman, whoever. Like, that would have been what was in the headlines if I was on there. Because at that point, you're coming for my life. So no one else gonna do anything? Okay, all right, I'm gonna handle it. It's fine. Like,
Girl.
I get that, and it shouldn't have to ever be anything where we're like afraid to go anywhere because of like what someone might do or anything like that. But it really is like, okay, something's either clearly like this person is mentally unstable or they have too much time on their hands. Like it's one of these two things. And like you're saying, you already have a plan. Like most people have a plan, a mission, like that they're on when they're traveling. Obviously, it's either I'm going here for this, I'm coming here for that, whatever it is. So they must have had too much time on their hands. Like they need to get some hobbies or something is what this tells me, because it's either one or the other. Like something's either amiss or you just had too much time on your hands, because that's not okay, like at all. And I know you were saying before about the different airlines. Hopefully they put a ban. Hopefully they up their policies or something, because
Right, because
that's not okay.
that's the big push now. Because essentially, this person, well, maybe not, because this issue was so big, right? So I doubt they'll be able to get a plane ticket anytime soon. American Airlines is essentially, you can act an ass on American Airlines, and they'll put you on their do not fly list, but it's strictly their do not fly list. You can turn around
They
and go
need to
get on.
talk. The system needs to talk.
You can turn around and get on Delta, United, JetBlue, Frontier, and Spirit if you're that brave. Okay. I'm not that brave.
I don't like Spirit, and I don't like Frontier. I've actually never been Spirit. I don't like Frontier though.
I was on a flight to Frontier, and when we landed, when I tell you, like, it was my first time. I never flew them before, so I was like, "Oh, it's good ticket price for Vegas." Didn't really know nothing too much about them. Yeah. First and last, when I tell you, the whole plane, we sound like a gospel choir going to Vegas for the competition, baby. Sister Mary Clarence was our leader, because we always like, whoo, like in unison when we hit the ground. Babe, I was ready to call my children and be like, Mama, love y'all. But I feel like they need to communicate. You shouldn't be able to do all of this, act a fool, get a plane grounded, make people late for where they have to go, put people's lives in danger. And then you can be able to go and hop on somebody else's plane. Like, no, they need to communicate.
I'm not afraid of flying, because I've realized that I'm not about to take no 4-day trip on a train. I don't like driving already. And yeah, that's like the only other two alternatives usually if you're, traveling over land at least. So yeah, that would have really derailed things for me, and I would have been really hot. Like, no, like I don't care for flying. It's not that I'm afraid, but it's just like, if I didn't have to, I wouldn't do it, but we got to do this to get where we're going. So it's like, I don't need the extra. Like when this is happening, like people are already, not even just me, but I know people still, like there's many people that are like, deathly afraid of flying, but they just do it because they have to. Can you imagine like you being one of those people and then that happening, like the first time you actually get up enough courage to actually do it, and it's like, nope.
You know what?
Ruin people's lives.
I think my adrenaline would have kicked in, because I'd have been like, not today, girl. Baby, a little bit of Gaia from Joceline's Cabaret would have came out on me, baby, because I would have crouched a tiger, hidden dragging him like she be doing people, baby. You would have smelled the rocket cooking. My adrenaline would have kicked in, because I would have feared for my life, especially after coming off of, even though we're years removed from 9/11, you never know if that's another situation. Like, no, ma'am. Like, it's to the point now where they about to start making people get psychological evaluations to fly on a plane.
And it always takes one incident, one person or whatever. This can be applied to anything in life that messes it up for everybody else afterwards. So then it's like, yep, now we got to do all this because one person wanted to spoil everything for everybody else. Like,
right. Like, now I can't bring my good body spray because I like to splish splash myself before I walk through the thing. Now I can't bring my good body spray because 9/11. I gotta pack everything up, and now I gotta be choking all the way to the airport because I gotta overspray to make sure I don't have to overspray, because it typically lasts. But I like a lot of. I'm not a big perfumey person. I like the sweet smells. So sometimes Bath and Body Works don't always work long period of time. I like to
That's
smell
why
myself.
I started really investing in like real like perfume because I was about it Bath and Body Works all day. And I still got so much, but I try to actually buy like more long lasting, like real like perfumes now.
Right. I'm trying to get into some, but I just don't like a heavy smell. And when
Yeah.
I think, like, I love my grandmother, y'all. My grandmother just made 93. But when I was younger, she had that Avon Timeless
Oh, I was gonna
perfume.
say white diamonds. My grandmother
Oh
was
no,
white
my mom did the white diamonds.
diamonds.
My mom had the white diamonds and the red. Okay. So
I never
between
smelled
the
those.
timeless, the white diamonds, and the I think it's like red or red velvet or something like that. But those were some really strong perfumes, and both my mother and my grandmother are heavy sprayers. I was like, no, God, when I get older, I do not want to walk out nowhere smelling like that. Like literally, my grandmother and my mom would get dressed and they'd be gone like 2 hours. The whole house still smelled like the dang on white diamonds and the timeless. And I'm like,
Every time
I
I
needed,
smell it,
I needed a mask back then. If I'd have had a mask back then, I'd have been in practice
I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I actually
for
prefer wearing
today.
it at this point.
I know because people
Mhm.
like to get close to you and they breath be stank. And when God was giving out filters, I think I was in the line for something else, or maybe I was asleep. Because when my mouth don't say, my face do. So I'll be glad. I'm glad for the mask because it
Same.
covers a lot. Now, Bob, we have to talk about the foolishness of it all. We all in the family group text message that with the one drunk uncle that just keep on giving and don't know when to shut the hell up. And of course, y'all know we talking about Kanye. Girl, Kanye is a mess. From saying he wasn't invited to the party, right? Like this is like I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I'm over it. Like you can't bully this woman into wanting you back, okay? She with Pete. He gonna repeat somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't long term. Fall back, do the work on yourself, get your mind together, go on your church tour, whatever that is you got going on. Visit your children. I already bought a house across the street from the lady. You know what I'm saying? So if them children want to see you, because we know not gonna do what not want to do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was talking about not talking about she looked afraid to be with Kanye. Not ain't afraid to be with Kanye. Have y'all seen the videos Kim be putting up with her North, baby? North is her daddy daughter, okay? That song was made
She
for
don't be
her.
seeing it for Kim. She every time she get mad at her, she airs her all the way out. Your
Baby,
house is
between
ugly.
listen, I'm waiting. You know what? I don't even want to watch no more. I've been start watching the Kardashian shows unless it's like 4 or 5 in the morning, nothing else is on. I'm like, let me put this on, right? I'm waiting. Chris needs to come back with a show when
A
they get to
reboot.
be teenagers, okay? Because Mason
Yeah.
and not gonna air their mamas out. Their mama, their grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Is Bruce a grandma or grandmother? I don't want to be insensitive. I
I
is he? I, I don't want
well
to be. I don't know what to say.
no, because I don't know about the grandkids, but I know Kylie still refers to her as
As her
dad.
dad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's last
I
time I
just want to
checked.
make right because people will cancel us and we just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to put it out there and get the
Correct
reference because I'm not
pronouns.
right. I'm not sure if the kids
I'm
call
not
her
sure.
grandmother or grandfather.
I'm not sure what
But
the
I'm
extent.
tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I at first it was
I'm a little
funny.
tired.
I laughed at first, like like when it was like he bought the house right across the street, like haha, like what, like oh my gosh, and then it was all this about him and he's dating these people now or whatever. It was like kind of a little bit funny at first, a little bit until you really think about it and you're like, no, because the average person who uses the same tactics on people, sometimes it ends up fatal or, knock on wood. I hope that doesn't happen at all, of course, but sometimes things go really left when like people, you see this type of behavior from people and it's like, oh, it's funny at first. Like, oh, he just really wants her back, but haha, it's nothing probably, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, like we still need to like look at it like, okay, like what's going to just, especially given his history and stuff like that. And you all know like he's had episodes before and stuff like that. So it's like, is this that? Is it like what exactly is this? And I don't. It all started, yes, with like North and the TikTok
The
thing and
TikTok.
whatnot. And I
But
do
she
think,
was with, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but she was with him on what it was, IG Live, while the choir was singing or whatever. Cause her and Saint was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Are you on TikTok?" And she was like, "No, I'm on live. Like, get it correct."
mhm.
So pretty much you listen, you can't control North. Kim can't control North. The North is you, sir. North is going to be his karma. Mark these words, mark this video. North is gonna be his karma. Because she don't see it for her mama right now. But understand, she's a little girl. When she grows up and get into her own mental of the psychological damage that her father is doing to her mother, like, sir, are you even thinking
No,
about that?
you don't. It's not even gonna be from that angle as much as it's gonna be probably like they're not gonna let like I'm sure before she knows it, they will reel her back in because Chris, she's gonna make her probably another millionaire. Like she'll be fine, and they're not gonna. No, I
I
don't.
mean,
I don't.
but listen, the whole family themselves is problematic, right? But like,
Mhm.
separate Kim from Kanye. It's drama. It's always too much life. Like, let's be honest. What did Kim do to become famous besides screw Ray J? I'll wait. Now, has she done things since then? Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking that from her, right? But it's
Mhm.
always something with them. It's always something with Kanye. And the two of them together, child, this might last longer than the demic.
Yeah.
Like he just put a big old car in front of her, a big old
She
truck
wasn't
with
even
all of
home.
these
I don't think
roses.
they were somewhere else. He wasn't. She wasn't even home. It's like,
This is stalking. Putting up y'all text messages and she's asking you, like, look, stop. If Pete gets hurt, this is gonna be on you because your fans are overzealous. And then you say, no, nobody hurt him. Just when y'all see him in public, holler Kanye. We will not, Kanye. We will not. I'm not hollering that. I'm not helping you harass this lady. Like nobody, you cannot harass your way into loving you. You cannot
yeah,
harass your way into her wanting you back. And personally, I feel like if anything, he's doing more damage
it's
than
just gonna
than
push
getting
it
his friend back.
away.
He should have just took the chill road. He never should have paid Julia Fox like they was in a relationship with Birkin bags and fake birthday parties.
I
Because
really like. I didn't know too much about her, but I thought I liked her more than with seeing her now with this whole situation. I didn't take her for someone who would get involved in this type of thing, but now I'm like between that and I do believe that we all know that certain celebrities have a very strong following to the point that yes, they will do things on their behalf or just like in general, like that doesn't make a good environment for you're saying apparently this was all at first it was supposed to be all about because I want to see my kids and stuff like that. Then you got to the birthday party and so that should have been deaded right there. So now what is it? It's because no, it's because you really genuinely just want her back or whatever. I just don't think that this is, unless this is how you guys have always operated behind closed doors and we just didn't know. Whatever makes you think that this is the type of person that she's that type of person that would be receptive to these types of actions is my question. Because as many relationships as we've seen her with people in the past, I don't ever see any of them play out this way to where she's like, oh yeah, come on, like that's totally fine. Keep harassing me. I'm cool with that. Like I don't know her, but something tells me that's not what she's attracted to. So you should have just worked on focusing on co-parenting and kept it at that. Like,
Um, here's my thing, right? And I'm gonna stand by this. I don't care if y'all don't like me, drop it in the comments. Okay, we want your comments anyway. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course share. Okay, while we're speaking on it. But I do believe that the Kardashians are media whores. And it's not just them, it's a lot of people, right? But for me, with them, it's controlled media. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
If it's drama, it's always going to be some drama that doesn't necessarily paint them in too bad of a light or kind of victimize them. You know what I'm saying? Where like they come off being the victims and people like, you shouldn't do Kim like that, you shouldn't do Chloe like that, except for with the whole Jordan thing. And I wasn't really mad at Chloe for that. Like, I felt like she should have had smoke for Tristan, but in that case, she should have had smoke for Jordan too, because you're supposed to be a friend of the family. I don't care how drunk you get, you're supposed to have self-control. And this ain't who you should have been pushing up on, but they both should have knew better. But it's a controlled thing with them. Chris has always been able to control, I think, not only them, but the people that are with them and what they put out and what they get out of it. You know what I'm saying? And with Kanye, they don't have people with Kanye, they don't have the control. He's going to do what he want. He's going to say what he want. He's going to air them out. He's going to show the text messages. And I just think, like, at some point, Kanye is the drunk uncle that we see coming to all the funes and family gatherings that we like, here he go with this bullshit. I'm mad at Todd. Because you know this all was a scheme that Todd set up. Well, Aunt Bertha, so she can get it together for us.
I mean, yeah, they do make people sign NDAs, so that should already, be telling enough. But I still don't believe that. Like, yes, do I believe that they like the attention that they get? I'm sure they do, But just to, especially after making yourself stay relevant, because people, how many like silent and like stay in the background type like millionaires and billionaires there are. Like, you don't have to, put your face out there and stuff like that, and keep up all this relevancy for what has it been, over 15 years at this point. But I do still believe that there's a difference between that, liking that type of thing, and also liking, him taking it a step above. Like, just
this is listen. I feel, Lord, I ain't never thought I would be saying these words ever a day in my life. I truly feel bad for Kim. This is borderline harassment. This is psychotic. And y'all, Kim tired. She had to get that ugly all white house that her child got online dragging her for, because that's what Kanye wanted. He went through all of these mental trips, all of this stuff that he's been, that he's been doing, and she was trying to be there. And it comes to a point, well, child, it's either your spirit and soul or my spirit and soul. And somebody got to protect their peace and have a level head in order to raise these kids. You know what I'm saying? And I just think Kim is tired. I think maybe if when they first separated, Kanye would have went and did whatever work that he really needed to do with all of these antics and maybe wooed her and talked to her quietly. I think she would have taken him back. But at this point, she's tired. You cannot ID channel your way and snap your way back into somebody's life. You can't do that. You can't bully me into wanting to be with you. Either I want to be with you or I don't. And I feel like he's trying to bully her. Like, he wants to make her so miserable to the point where she's just like, fuck it. Let me take him back so this can end. And why would you even want that? Yeah, girl. I can't. This too much. I feel sorry for the little lady.
I know for a fact she would have taken him back if he would have did the work, and not saying that she's free of any type of issues, but looking after her, I think, what is it? She always says, she's like, you think I want to be divorced? Like, I look like a fucking loser. Like, she is good for saying stuff like that. Like, she don't want to be not married to, or have another failed marriage. I know that for a fact. So,
child, are we counting the marriage that only lasted 72 days? Because I don't even count that.
I mean, technically, just a failed relationship or whatever. She was married.
I know, but I'm like, are we counting? It was 72.
She was married before. She was married like in the early 2000s too, to some random person too. I forget, but
right now we're gonna count. We're gonna count that, but I don't think nobody wants to be 3 times divorced.
Knowing how they think and stuff like that, I know for a fact she doesn't want to have the stigma of being a single mom. Like, I know for a fact she probably, that's just not Kim probably. So
she's very much on holding up with her image, but I mean, I'm not in them people household, okay, but can't nobody never tell me that Kim didn't do the work. Okay, she might have not have did all the work, but can't nobody tell me Kim didn't do nothing in the work because to work on that relationship. Because we literally saw Kim turn down Kim
Which
when
is
she
weird.
showed up to the Met Gala with that all black on, looking like she was ready for a fencing tournament.
I like sexy
Because
Kim.
Kim
Like
gonna
I
give you
didn't
body.
mind. I
Kim
liked
gonna
her
give you. I
before.
paid for this body, and y'all gonna watch it. You know what I'm saying? So we
Mhm.
saw her literally tone down who she is. Like childless.
Couldn't be me. But I liked her before, being sexy Kim and wearing whatever. Like I didn't mind that, like because I knew that that's what she wanted to be dressing as. And then over the years, it's like okay, oh, okay. And I get it. People's styles evolve, but that was like truly a 180 to the point that this whole thing this has been coming for a while. Clearly, especially what was it like the first time we really um definitively found out that he having his episodes and issues and stuff like that. I feel like was when he was saying stuff on Twitter. Something happened. It was just like a couple years ago, whatever. And it was like
When he was
she
on
said she
Twitter
made a statement.
talking about her mama pimped her out, talking about
Yeah,
Chris pimped
that
her
whole
out
thing.
and all of
And then
that
she was
stuff.
like,
Yeah.
I've been dealing with this for a long time. Like I don't, she put out that whole thing, whatever. It's probably been coming probably since before that, but I'm pretty sure definitely since that, like it's been a downward spiral of stuff with them. So
That
this is not nothing new.
baby, listen, that lady is tired. I ain't never.
But
I done seen Kim with them light skin. I done seen them with them dark skin. That Reggie Bush know he was chocolate and sexy. I ain't never seen him with a white
literally,
man. Kanye done ran her back to the white man's child.
I think we've seen her with everybody, but like someone Asian, I think. Like,
I've never seen her with the white guys. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. I've never seen
what do
her.
you mean? Chris Humphrey, her ex husband, he was white. Was he not?
Girl, girl, no, Chris, girl, you about to make me go to
He
Google. Let's
wasn't.
Google it. I
I thought
thought
he
Chris,
was,
I thought Chris, I swear to God, that man was just light skinned.
or maybe he's I thought he was
Maybe
white.
he's mixed.
Maybe you about to teach me something new. I assumed, but she's been with somebody. I mean, Reggie Bush.
Look, if you got to jog your memory back that far.
Reggie Bush, Ray J, Kanye. She's Kim Kardashian.
Okay, so Chris Humphreys, yes, he's half black. His dad's African American.
Oh, sorry. Never knew that. She was with Nick Cannon. Was that back in the day? She's with Nick Lachey. He's white.
Child, when that was? That once was before the Ray J days.
Yeah, some of these are like, I don't know who Damon Thomas is. That's probably her first husband.
But I mean, since child, we had to go to Google to be able to find it.
Oh yeah, she was with Nick Lachey, definitely. Oh yeah, she was Cannon. When she came on to like when what is it? The Kardashians really came on like that. It was what she was with Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush.
And then people always saying that his wife now like looks like him.
Looks like a knockoff Kim.
They always say that. I'm like, leave that woman.
I'm not gonna talk about that lady.
Leave that woman alone.
I'm
There's
not
a
gonna
couple
talk
other
about
people
that.
in here too. There's a couple other white guys and
Okay, girl. Well,
anyway.
listen, I was today years old when I learned she dated white men because I've only ever seen her with the black men. That's all I've ever seen her with. And baby, Bush, you know what? It will be Kanye. You know how they say once you go black, you never go back. Child, Kanye just ruined
He has
that
a type
for us.
too, though. He has a type, clearly.
Well, I mean, what he said when he get on, he leave your ass for a white girl.
Because he came
Child,
back in the day. He was when he
he
first
was
came.
letting us know what he was gonna do.
I don't know what that girl's name was. She's a very pretty black girl at first.
At first, that's what I'm saying. But like he said, is that not his song lyrics? When he get on, he do your ass, baby. If that ain't self prediction, I don't know what is. But
That's
girl,
back
you
when
got
I like him.
That's when I was loving Kanye. This Kanye here, girl, I don't know. Girl, I know if Donda was here, baby, we have the Instagram video of her smacking the out of Kanye. Okay, I just know it. I just know it because Donda wasn't for that foolishness. Like I don't believe he just mentally went insane or whatever. Right? He had to have had these issues before,
Or
but
maybe like,
maybe
what do
she
you
was
do when
one
you're?
who could keep him in check.
I mean, maybe you just feel like you just do whatever. People still gonna like you're still who you are at the end of the day. So you just do anything you want. Like I don't know. I've never been rich and famous, so I don't know.
Girl, even if I was rich and famous, child, I don't have time for that foolishness.
I really don't.
Girl, I be one of them celebrities they talk about. Did y'all see Nola in the Walmart? Yes, and
I would,
baby,
but
I
no,
was in here getting
I'll
my good
probably
paper plates.
I would exclusively be at Target probably those days, but no,
Listen, I
yeah,
shop at them all.
me
The
too.
baby, because they was dragging Auntie Michelle when they called her shopping in the Target, baby. She was the first lady with her cap on way down here, thinking, baby, they knew who she was. She was, let me be
Okay.
in this Target, let me be in this CVS. I'm still a normal person. I don't know. I just think I want him to get some help, and I want him to leave the family group chat for a minute. We tired, and I
Yeah,
know if we
go
tired, Kim tired.
go make go back to making the same music that I used to like from you. That's all I want, and just or what is it? What is it? Go off. Maybe he seems like type that would just go off the grid. Like maybe I'm that's probably coming. Just go off the grid for a while and make some beats, do some stuff. Just put your stuff out and just like Willy Wonka. Like you should just go
When he
do that.
came back and opened up the factory,
Just go do that and like be like, oh man, where's Connie? We haven't heard from her in years. Like just go pull a Willy Wonka. We'll see you.
right?
We'll see you in 15
Right.
years.
Listen, and with that being said, we're gonna see him in 15 and move on to a little segment we like to call TV Tings. All right, girl. So, girl, I don't even know where to go first. I know where I'm gonna go first. To the cabaret.
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew you were gonna do that.
Girl,
Oh my
listen.
blood pressure. Let me drink some water because oh my god.
Yes, yes. Let's take a sip before we get into the cabaret.
Oh my
First of
god.
all, listen, it's the opening song for me. Okay, every time I'm sitting in my house, like, "Welcome to Vegas, baby. Why
It
don't you
doesn't
feel it,
hit that
baby?
hard.
Give me that money." And
Give
I told my baby last night. I was like, "Listen, I'm gonna be on the sofa and I'm gonna have it set up, and I'm gonna come on my video. Welcome to Vegas, baby." She say, "And I will cut you off. I will not edit no more of your videos. I will cut you off."
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I
But
don't know why that's so. Like I literally got tears welling up in my eyes. That is so.
well, I know you didn't watch last season, so I'm like, I feel like if you watched last season, like you would. I miss do it like it's my B date. Like that was just I just like that so much better. But I get it. People have to evolve. You have to put out new songs and stuff. So whatever. But I did finally realize that diving a little bit deeper, that so yeah, some of the girls are in that video, and they're only the girls that fit a certain aesthetic. And I know that has been a point of contention for a lot of people, a lot of viewers lately and stuff. Is like, okay, and I've seen that even in this episode, and I'm sure we'll get into that in a couple minutes here. But I feel like she already has this like idea of like what she wants it to look like or whatever, and she don't really care about the actual talent that has to accompany it. I think she just as long as they got the look, like we're good or whatever, and as long as they got the look and they're not going to try to challenge me, we're good. And that's just the vibe that I really got from this episode, and that really like pissed me off. Like for real. Like I don't like the person that has the talent and can do the job should be the one that
Gets the
you
position.
select. And I just haven't seen that at this point. Like I don't want to hear her get mad about anybody tarnishing her brand or like, oh, it's about the cabaret, because this episode proved it's not about the cabaret. Like we didn't get none of that. We got a whole hour of like
of wet,
which is exactly my. You guys do realize that you gave her exactly what you didn't want her to have, which is a moment. You were so mad that she was just all over, just being annoying, whatever, and you guys gave her literally a whole episode dedicated to her. And just like I knew before that something was up with her past, like something, like everything she said about herself, like I knew. I was like, that's what it is. Like I knew that she had come from some type of hardship in her life to where she's just, that she don't hold nothing back now. She just goes for whatever, and she is what she unapologetically her. I knew it.
I mean, listen, here's my take on wet. While I was not surprised, right? Excuse me. While I was not surprised on her backstory, right? I think everybody who pretty much gonna be on that show gonna have some type of backstory of something that happened, right? So I wasn't surprised.
No, you always get your token people that just like, I don't know how I got here. Like
Yeah.
I just
For me, that's Kentucky. What's her name? Jordan. I call her
maybe
Kentucky.
yeah.
She looked like a school teacher to me. But here's my thing. I want them because for me, and wet coming on from episode 1, she was on my nerve. You feel me? She was on my nerve because yes, right. It was just team get the out of here for me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when she calling y'all press, y'all proved it. Y'all can't say y'all not pressed by because y'all still got something to say about her. And I really want them high key to get off her wet neck so Dora, her backpack, and the map can help her do something and and locate a shake. Okay, her whole body just full of starch. The shake is stiff and starch in London and Paris that she done got put on her chest. It's starch and stiff too because they don't move. I have a problem with that. Like boobies should move. They should jiggle. You should do like this and they should go somewhere. So I want them to leave this girl alone. Cause baby, let her be pressed so some of that starch can come up out her and she can find her shake somewhere. But y'all literally took her head that was already this big and made it this bigger. I was this much bigger. I was so disappointed in 6'3". Like, listen, why y'all care about this girl keeping her titties out? Are they your titties?
That's what I don't understand is like,
why are you mad about her posting on IG and checking her? Did production check her and say anything to her? Mind the business that paid for you because you already got on the poll and didn't do your best and didn't get picked. But the truth of the matter is, K Capri 6'3" was mad because she didn't get picked and she took that aggression out on Wet because Wet wasn't doing nothing but clapping for the girls who made it. Now, did I agree with all the girls who made it? No, I definitely was firecracker pissed off hot, baby. You could have shot me in the air like it was the 4th of July, New Year's, and the celebrity wedding combined. I lit up the goddamn sky, okay? Because there's no way Amber should have been picked.
No.
Over Chanel. I don't even know why Chanel's still there. Because, baby, I told Jocelyn Deuces, y'all bring me back to the house to get my stuff. I'm not about to do this with her.
I would have left.
But I really want them to leave Wet alone. Like, I feel like one, she's doing it because she needs to give herself some boost after what she says she's been through. Yeah. I feel like she needs a little personal boost to feel like I'm that girl. And if that's what she needs to feel like she that girl, then okay. But then I also feel like she's going to continue to do it because it gets under y'all skin. And then y'all get the popping off. They give her what? More camera time. So even if I don't get picked for this cabaret, I done had these titties out enough. Somebody gonna put me in a video. I done did this enough. Somebody gonna pick me for something else. I'm gonna get picked up, club appearances, whatever she trying to do, not to have to get back to the shelter. Y'all giving it to her. I'm ready for them, girl. I'm ready for them to leave wet alone. I want Amber to get the wires put in her mouth like Kanye had in his jaws when they was wired shut. I need her to shut up. I don't like her. K Capri was really one of my top ones, and it wasn't even for her skills. It was more or less like she was laid back in the cut, like when she was sitting up there, like I'm not here for the drama. I really Like, so I was really defending her on my videos. Like, why is Jocelyn calling this girl EJ Johnson? Like, I don't have nothing against EJ Johnson, but baby, I would be then seeing that when the show replay back, and baby, I'd be waiting on her at the reunion. Cause let me tell you what you look like. Why you sitting up here posting Rihanna talking about your twin girl? You could never.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, you could never.
I was pissed. I was so pissed. Like, yeah, I started off liking K Capri. I try to, you know, until people prove me wrong, like I start everybody off level, whatever. And it slowly did some of this for the past couple episodes. Jocelyn, for one, like, you can't be mad. You, like, for the majority of this episode, she literally stood there and was just like letting it happen or whatever. I didn't even notice Ballistic was there until like after a while, but she like literally like she allowed them to fight, and still even before that she was just like, oh, like whatever. So that's what pissed me off. This is what you want to happen. Like, don't say you didn't. And as far as wet, yeah, like I definitely probably would have been annoyed. Like, it definitely probably was annoying, I'm sure, but like, you guys do know you have to be like in close proximity with annoying people, like sometimes in your life. Like, it's a thing, it happens. And that's the real test of maturity, in my opinion, is to be able to be around somebody who's annoying and go about your business. And my whole thing with K Capri was, how are you mad at somebody? That is really what I just couldn't understand, how you're mad at somebody after you threw the first item thing or whatever. I don't care. Just like we were talking about before with the whole flight attendant situation or whatever. Once I feel like my life is in jeopardy, or you're coming at me or whatever, there's no like, I'm coming full force. So you threw water, okay, fine. I'm throwing the next thing I see. Like, you know, it might not necessarily be that, but when I feel like I'm being attacked, I'm coming full force at you. So she was mad. Yeah, I'd be mad that I got cut in the face too, but that is a possibility you get into when you can't just run up on it. You don't know this girl at the same time. You don't know this girl, and maybe she thought, because yeah, she's tall or whatever. That proved to not matter at all, because I think, no, is wet like some super fighter? I don't think so necessarily at all, but she definitely held her own and didn't back down or whatever. And all you guys, literally one by one, just ran up and just looked stupid. And I don't think that even though Jocelyn and whatever, like they were talking about, like, oh, Gaia, like she had one up on Gaia. Like, I don't think Gaia was like, literally, she wrestles. And Wet was literally trying to get her licks in. So it wasn't even the same fighting style. Like, it was just weird. And that whole thing was unnecessary to me. Like, I'm like, so you're literally condoning violence, but okay, whatever. And that was another thing too. I'm like, why is she? I think that was a production plant, because there's no way this girl, I haven't been on her social media or nothing like that, so I don't know if this is really her MO that she preaches all the time. I don't know, but the way she jumped, like, I was just like, what? Like, I've been saying that for a couple episodes now. I'm like, there's no way. There's no possible way that no, that was just all a tactic. And I'm glad she's going home too, because that got to be like a lot too. It was just like, I've been fighting that demon since I was 3 years old. Like, girl, what? Like, who's what? Like, it honestly, the same stuff that used to like make me laugh this episode, like, didn't make me laugh. I didn't laugh at all. Raven and Black Diamond were like, oh well, you got your arm broke. Like, why were you trying to run up? Why were you trying to jump somebody? Jump somebody, not just fight them. Jump somebody. I'm not understanding why it took all that. And I don't feel bad. I'm still confused why Chanel didn't get picked. K Capri, she basically admitted that she's a hater, which I don't like. I don't like another person being a hater in my moment, because if the roles were reversed and she won, she'd been pissed if somebody ruined her toast like that. Like, all of them. So that's going to probably cause another divide, because the winner circle is going to probably just be like, you guys don't even let us be great, which is stupid. So again, I don't understand that. I also had an issue with Jocelyn when she went into the back with to check on Black Diamond with her arm and all that, and how she was like, oh, you need to make sure you come back because you need to go get that taken care of tonight because tomorrow you need to come back to work. And I was like, she's like, just because you didn't get picked tonight, like, you know, because you guys went first, you should. She was like giving them like point, and I'm just like, why are you trying to give them a pep talk and like be all like, oh, you know, you guys are still good, like, and I'm like, they didn't even prove to be the top dancers, and that's again why I said in the beginning, she was showing favoritism and all types of weirdness, and I'm like, why? Because they have the look, is why they can you know, you give them a second chance, like it was stupid. Whatever.
Now listen, girl, I'ma say this. I much rather see Raven than to see them girls that look like this and this big on that pole. Like, what am I watching?
No, I think that they have the look and stuff like that. They weren't horrible, but it was
they
just
wasn't
like,
horrible. I
talking.
just think they didn't. You know how you have that nervous energy, nobody else went. Maybe I don't know. First of all, I was upset with the picks. I felt like, and not even for Chanel, because I said that in my video. Not even just for Chanel, even for Lexi Blow. Even though Lexi Blow did get picked, I felt like you brought them back. They shouldn't even have to be competing at all. Like, they should be solidified. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand what was the point of them competing.
I would have left as soon as I found out I had to do it again. Like,
I don't went through this already. You don't. First of all, let me say this. I'm only gonna ever be the type of person to watch Jocelyn's Cabaret. Okay, and you know, I'll be telling you, child, I got to watch it in a moo sometime because it just be I'm too old for some of this stuff that be on here. Okay, so let me say that. Because, girl, I be done told Jocelyn fuck her in her cabaret because what you not about to do is play with me, Mo. Not at all. Not even today. I understand this your cabaret. You trying to make a show. I'm gonna respect you and you gonna respect me. This respect not gonna go on no one-way street. Baby, you trying to put 50 on pump 8 and you only got $5 on your prepaid card. Go sit your $5 ass down and get out my face. Like, I don't ever want to be a part of anything where they get to degrade me and disrespect me. Like when she say she the pimp and they her hoes, girl, who? Let me tell you one thing. I ain't never sold coochie a day in my life, but if I ever decide I want to sell this coochie, it's all cash profits coming to me because I be fucked. Girl, like, no, why would you do that? Why would you say that? That's that. On that, I did notice as well, you know what I'm saying, that it was some of the girls from the show. Matter of fact, it was the top 5 girls. Not the top, it was the top 4 because I didn't see Amber in that video. So that made me think, okay, is she going for this look or is this the girls? Ultimately, did these girls get to keep their spot in the cabaret?
Selection from the get-go. It wasn't even a good. People say, "Oh, it's a better assortment this season." I didn't even feel like that. I feel like it could have been assorted a little bit better from the get-go.
I didn't watch last season. This is my first season, so I can't compare. Right? I'll go back. So next week I'll be able to say, "Girl, I went back and watched it." But you know, we watched so much stuff, and we were getting this together, child. I better have time to watch. What we normally watch. But I'll fit it in so I can go back and have some backstory. But I wasn't here for it. Now, as far as Gaia, because I said on my video I want to try to interview her, and I did. I did find her on Instagram, and I did reach out to her. She hasn't reached out to me back yet. I'm still on scent. I'm feeling a little played, but she actually has videos up on her YouTube channel. She does a nightly Bible study on YouTube. Okay, I'm not watching it because I don't know if she's using the Bible or the Witcher book. But she does do a nightly Bible, a Bible study. And on her Instagram, she said that she is not a bad witch. She's a good witch, and she lets you know, like, she has her fertility crystals and positive and light. And she actually has a picture of Jesus on her altar, which is her witch altar. Listen, this is why I want to interview her, because none of this makes any sense in my brain. Like, how do you have Jesus on the witch altar and be a good witch? I don't know, but she actually says on one of her videos on Instagram, I'm gonna look it up and send it to you from her page. She actually says that she's been to Jocelyn's home or somewhere where Jocelyn is laying her head, basically, and said that Jocelyn is an evil witch. Her altar is just all pictures of herself with candles and stuff like this. Now, how true that is, y'all, I don't know. Allegedly, this is all alleged, but it is on Gaia's page. But she seemed to really be into some, I ain't gonna say Christianity, but some type of spirituality, right? Whatever spirits and ancestors she's talking to. Because baby, when she was talking to Amber and she was saying, because my ancestors are telling me, girl, they would have had the room. Call me on Zoom when your ancestors leave. I'm gonna leave you and your ancestors by yourself. Y'all can talk. Okay. But I wasn't feeling it. Kate Capri really disappointed me, especially at the end when she wanna say, I threw water in hands. You know what I'm saying? We could throw water all day. First of all, I feel like if you really want to talk about keeping it on some G shit, some G stuff, why are you throwing water anyway? You should have only threw hands. That's number one. Number two, you can't tell me how to retaliate. That's just like to me with shade. You know what I'm saying? If you throw light shade and baby, I drop a whole forest on you, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You cannot determine how angry somebody's gonna be. And like what was said, everything that she had been through, I'm pretty sure all of that plays in her mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I even said in my video, okay, if she feels the cabaret is her chance, she just got out the shelter. Where are her kids? Who has her kids? You know, because she said she was in the shelter, and then now she was out the shelter and she have children. So who's keeping her kids while she's doing this?
No, my question was more so like just timelines. I'm always the timeline girl. Like I try to piece things together. And when she asked, she's always like, they're only 5 months old. And I'm like, but you were in the shelter for 2 years. Like money. I don't know. I was just like kind of confused as to like, you know, usually your average set of breasts are at least, you know, 5,000 to 7,000 to, you know, if not more. So I was just kind of like, money, shelter. I was confused, not judging nobody, whatever. But I was just like, huh.
Nah, girl, as much as we seen them titties on this show, you know they is not in the $5,000 to $7,000 package.
Oh, I don't know where. I don't.
The package
I just
range.
know, honestly, they don't look terrible as much as like I just don't think they've dropped yet. Like usually, like you got at least 6 months to a year. I feel like for them to really like, she might have got the high profile. That's just maybe what she wanted. She wanted them up in her neck, the high profile ones, I guess.
So the titties come high profile, girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not the high profile. Girl, I did not know that. So maybe that's why they still look starched. They just look like they just
like, or you can get them like you tell the doctor if you want the weight at the bottom. Like, yeah, she purposely probably got them like that, and I don't think they fully dropped or nothing like that. But they also are huge for her frame. She must have got, because obviously you're always going to go in there and tell them what you want, and then they'll tell you, oh, your body can only handle, you know, whatever, skin stretching. I've watched a lot of documentaries. And I think she probably got as high as, you know, CCs as they would let her. And just because they say that you can get up to that doesn't always mean, you know, you should do that, you know. You should still, you know, get in proportional, you know.
I mean, listen, more power to her. But she said she had been in the shelter. Girl, see, now you got me thinking about the timeline. 2 years, and then she got out the shelter. So maybe she got the breast after she got out the shelter. I don't know.
I guess it was just seemed like it was just a weird
thing.
Again, not counting nobody's pockets, but it just was like, I would just assume that you would not spend that. And that didn't even have to be her last couple $1,000s on them, I don't think. But still, it just seemed like you would be worried about something else more than that. But if maybe that's what makes her feel good. Maybe like, you know, whatever.
Or maybe that was an investment to get on the cabaret or to do music videos. Or, you know, everybody wants to have these bodies now.
She did cabaret and got them done. Maybe.
You know, everybody wants to have these bodies now, right? So, you know, she didn't have Gaia time to pray for him, so she had to pay for him so she could get a bigger bag, okay? And that's what I think about. Girl, I don't know. I just wanted to say that pray and pay because that just took me out when it happened. But back to what I was saying, like she had literally been through all of that. Clearly, if you and your kids were in a shelter, you left your kids with somebody who you trusted well enough to be able to take care of them, but they wasn't good enough for y'all to not have to be in a shelter. So she have all of this. And mama was a crackhead, daddy was a heroin addict, like, and y'all just keep coming at her, like the most. Like if she really tapped into everything that went in her life, girl, she probably would dog walk all of them. You never know what a person is holding on the inside that they don't want to let out. And I have a feeling they keep testing wet for weeks. And wet gonna have one of them moments, because no matter, I don't care, y'all. Listen, I try to take the positive road, but it just be some days that if you catch me on that day, you know what? I am not Tia Incense. This day, I'm 100% ever clear. Don't fuck with me, because you gonna get it. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna catch her on one of them days, and I'm not feeling it. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't want nothing thrown at you, whether it be bottle, whether it be whatever, you shouldn't do nothing that dated.
My thing is also, you shouldn't do that. Remember how K Capri was talking in like first episodes or whatever, and she was like, "Oh, you what she said, she got into like, you know, the domestic violence situation with her ex or whatever." And I'm just like, so you got into that, and that clearly had an effect on you, and you know you were upset about that, but then you go and you put your hands on the next person. It just was confusing to me. And
I was gonna say, since we talking about timelines, child, she said she had got on in a fight that morning before she got on the plane. Not, baby, I ain't seen not a good night. So baby, they must have a good makeup artist, or you know, not doubting her story. But I'm like, she ain't look beat the fuck up. But you know, maybe she just wasn't bruised. Maybe her feelings was bruised. Her ego was bruised. I don't know. But I 100% agree with you. Why would you want to do that to somebody else?
I'm still trying to figure that out. And, you know, and even on the previews for next week, I see that there's not going to be much, still no dancing really. And that's the only good thing I will say about last season is there was a good mixture of both like dancing and actually preparing for the cabaret, which is really interesting, you know, to see and, you know, critique and stuff like that, to actually see them dance and stuff like that. I like that part. And it don't really seem like that's going to happen next week either. It seems like it's going to be mostly drama again. And I'm just like, are you really just trying to do this for the show now, or are you really trying to do this as a cabaret? I mean, I don't care, do you? But don't try to make it seem like a, you know, it makes it seem like a cover up then.
I don't know, but can I say this? This is the last thing I got to say about this cabaret. Let me tell you something. I was feeling when Gaia said, "I got something for you," and she was like, "You got to put some sanitizer on."
But that whole thing, like, was just so.
And then when she had that thing, come out, come out, come out. I was like,
what am I watching? And even the security, thank God for the security guard.
No.
Thank God.
Then when she pinned her, oh child, when she pinned her down, let me tell you something. Girl, I would have kicked her in that 27 piece she walking around with on her cooch, right in her cooch. Ma'am, get off me. Get off me. Like, no, but how in your mind did you relate that to her trying to attack you? You grabbed her. You grabbed her, talk about casting a demon out. And then after she did it, and she said that she did the exorcism on her ex-boyfriend, in the middle of talking about the exorcism, and the demon come out the top of his head, and she said, but he has some good deed though. Shout out to whatever. Yeah. I said, not shout out to the dick in the middle of casting out the demon.
Yes, and that all happened on my screen too. That all happened on my screen too. And I was just, again, it was just like, I was just kind of stunned. Like, what is going, what? And thank God. I also was confused because I'm like, you told Black Diamond to go get her arm checked, and then she was still sitting there at the end. So I'm like, did she not go get her arm? Did her arm really even hurt in the first place? Like, it was so weird to me. It was just so weird, and whatever. And she's gonna be there next week, so I don't even think anything's wrong with her arm. They probably just told her to do that for the show. I have
I
no
don't
idea.
know. I don't know. But this child, we gonna see what it's given next week because according to Jocelyn, when Wet come back, she looked like her first hoe. I was like, see stuff like that. That ain't no compliment. That ain't no compliment, but I hope we get to see some more dancing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, if I want to see some ass, I got a mirror up in here and I got some ass. I can shake it. You know what I'm saying? But if we here for a cabaret, like when we saw them cleaning, I'd rather see them doing some jumping jacks or some something that's gonna help with stamina or something for the cabaret. I mean, child, I don't know, but child, y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share. Now,
Please.
of course, you know we got to move on from the cabaret, child. Now you know this next one. This next one, them ladies of Atlanta in this real estate, honey. We got to get it talked about. Can I just say I'm gonna start off with the Chanel, not Chanel, Crystal. I'm still on Vegas. Crystal and Robin's conversation. Now, if you watch my video, girl, you know I don't see it for Crystal. I don't like Crystal. Crystal works my nerve, right? She worked my nerve. But when she was telling Robin, like, I feel like I have to walk on eggshells for you. I feel like I can't say what I want to say to you. I understood that because I've been in relationships where I felt that way. But then I understood Robin response too. Like, okay, you ain't never told me that. So how can I fix this issue if you don't tell me that this is your issue? Now I definitely feel like Crystal, baby, you be downplaying the fuck out of what you did because them two, Kira nor Kiana would have handled my girl like that. And something she trying to bring a business meeting to. Now y'all, because I'd have told them y'all could have been grown women and not showed up. And y'all could have called her before we got this done. But what we're not gonna do is sit up in here and try to embarrass her and tag team her. I'd have told my friend what she was wrong. I'd have said, come here, girl, let me talk to you. Let's remove ourselves from the situation. I'd have pulled my friend to the side. I wouldn't have been up here. You're triggered. You're triggered. Shut up. You're triggered. When this girl just told her that she was going to shit on her and you had nothing to say. You was quiet as a church mouse. So I understand Robin feel like, oh, you was on their team. You was with the app. And even after that, you continued to sit with them. And you felt like, oh, if you would have called Robin, you was like, you want me to run after you like you giving me some dick. And I'm like, babe, no, not like you giving me some dick, but I feel like both of y'all did the absolute least to say y'all supposed to be best friends, which gives me they're not really best friends. They surface level friends, and they probably ain't had nobody else that wanted to hang out with their ass, so they stuck with each other.
Slash, I think Crystal has some weird possessive like energy over Robin. I feel like, because remember when she, not in that conversation, but in the second conversation that they have when they, after they got cool and they met up later when she brought her the flowers and whatnot, how she, once they started talking about Tiffany, like you saw her mood switch and stuff, and she was kind of like how are you gonna, how are you saying that you can be, you know, good friends with Robin? Like I actually know like Robin, like her background and like what's going on with her and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, maybe Robin let Tiffany in and now they're cool. Like why? Like I'm confused. It was the way she was coming at it was like from a, because I've also had friendships and whatnot in my life that I felt as though like there was like that possessiveness or whatever. So I know it when I see it, and it was weird, and I don't think that's healthy, and I don't think she wants what's like really best for Robin as long as she's not involved. Like if that's to do with them or not with Robin being friends with someone else, then like she don't want it. But if it is something that won't impact them or something outside of Crystal's reach, then she's cool with it. And I cannot stand that, because Crystal seems like the type of person that, you know, you call them your friend, but they don't actually want to see you do anything like, yes. And I really have a thing about people like that, or just never have anything like good to say. Like we see that since day one, and it wasn't even something that this whole thing just could have been avoided. One, because my best friend, if they say they want to do something or whatever, and it involves someone that is not going to really be of assistance to that, or that they have an issue with Kiana, that whole thing, how are you going to say that you're my best friend and you didn't tell me, you let me walk in blind? Like, I just won't understand at all. Like, you're not my best friend then. And I didn't like that at all. And I feel like she has an antagonistic type energy about her, because all she wants to do is, say her piece and talk about how she was hurt. But it's just like, bro, you also caused yourself to get hurt, because just like with the last conversation we had about the cabaret, it's like, you can't help orchestrate something and then get mad about how the other person reacts. In this case, you kept throwing out that word triggered. You didn't have my back in front of these people that were not trying to come at me with open arms in that moment. So how are you going to turn around and then try to tell me that I stirred up some hurt in you? I just didn't get that at all. And I'm glad also that Kiana was like, y'all can take it outside, because we in here doing what we got to do. Sorry.
Now, let me just say this. I kind of felt like Kiana. So for your event, we can take it outside. But when I was trying to discuss what I was trying to discuss, you didn't give it that. Not saying that they should have messed up her event, right? And of course, that was a meeting that wasn't necessarily an event, but it's the same thing. She brought you there to talk about business. You were there to talk about your business. And none of that is, I just didn't feel, and Robin had already said, like, this is not the place for it. Let's not do that here. She had already said that. So I was cool. I was cool with that. I understood that, right? But I feel like, Crystal, as far as you want to talk about being friends and everything, ma'am, you wanna talk about what started this? It started for me. Crystal mess up for me started when you knew that Kiana had a problem with Robin, who was supposed to be your best friend, and you didn't tell her and give her a heads up before Kiana showed up at this meeting. That she could have called her and said, "Hey, this has been brought to my attention. Let's settle this," before they even got there. And then Baby Production came with a quick karma on you while you were saying, "I didn't know until that night." You knew when you told her.
Shady
Production
shit.
came back, click and clocked you, baby. No, ma'am, you're not gonna say you ain't know your shit.
I thought
Production was that mama when your children say they ain't did nothing, and your mama said, "I already saw you. I know you did it."
I'm pretty sure Crystal knew that Kira was had a bone to pick with Robin too. I'm pretty sure too, and didn't say anything about that. I'm pretty sure.
Right. But I don't understand. Here's my thing. I don't understand why Kira had all the smoke for Robin with the unfollow when Crystal unfollowed you too.
But now they're trying to go to poly parties, so I don't know.
Child, and that was another thing. I'm like, Crystal, I need you and Nene Leaks to go ahead on and slide on over on your TV to TLC and watch Sister Wives. They have all the seasons, and watch how that shit end and break down. Because y'all gonna be on the Sister Wives tell-all too, okay? Y'all gonna be on it, because what?
But
Crystal, you possessive over her best friend, so I can imagine being possessive over that eggplant.
She's not that type of
person. They ain't gonna work for her.
If that's I keep breaking it down to this one specific thing. If you have to go around and ask people or like get their 2 cents about the situation, then you don't organically and naturally want to do it. Like if someone presents you with a proposition to you with whatever, you should be able to definitively, for the most part, say, okay, cool. Or no, that's not, I'm good. I don't need that. She can't seem to do that without getting everybody else's judgment. And I just, not saying I don't believe in poly relationships or anything like that, but Crystal clearly seems like a monogamous type person. She seems like she wants monogamy, and this has never been something in her mind or whatever. And so you're going to shrink yourself down from where you want to be and what you want for this person that propositioned you since coming back into your life. It's not like you guys have been dating and then recently and then they said it or something like that, but they're like, I want to do this exactly with you. It just doesn't seem like you guys match up as far as what you want. If you have to go through all these lengths to figure out this is what you want to do, and you got to bring somebody with you, like it's just like, no, that's weird. No. You should just be able to say yeah.
I don't see that working for her. Just how she is in the way she is in the different relationships that we see her with these ladies. I don't see that working for her. But now what I do see working is Miss Tiana and that $500,000 ranch that she done found people. I was like, you got another son, ma'am, I live in the country in the offskirts. You got you have another son that you want to buy a house for? That was beautiful.
You said Tiana. Not that house wasn't my style, but it was very nice, very, very well priced. And I have to give it to her. She has been one of the, I mean, Robin too, and Kira also, they have really been selling some houses on here. And that's one thing clearly I can say about Tiana. She's gonna sell some houses. So that's really good that she's been giving us that. While it seems like most of the focus is on Robin, Crystal, and Kiana's getting some recognition too. She shared about her, fertility journey, and we got a little bit of glimpses into some other stuff with her. So I think everybody's getting their own camera time for real, which is good. But Tiana especially she's been selling these houses, and I thought that was cute to see. And I mean, there wasn't really much to the episode.
I don't want a ranch, but baby, I'd have modernized the ranch to how the ranch would have worked for me. I ain't had to pay for it.
Yeah,
thank you, mother-in-law. And speaking of ranches, girl, the horseback ride.
Horseback riding. That I've been horseback riding, and I've also been that.
I mean, so have I. But the people call it horseback riding.
That is state fair. You put your kids up there and they trot along with the little, they have the rope and they're just like going along. Like that was state fair. That wasn't even state fair. That was county fair, like town fair. Like that's not what I thought. I would have been so mad. Like, cause you know that they, on these shows, the production, they tell them what they want them to do or to plan something or whatever. I would have been so mad. Like, so you mean to tell me when I had to pick for us, I picked something and then you picked this? Like, I would have been so mad. But I thought it was funny shade, them not, it's just being about, the Libras and whatever. I'm pretty sure Crystal and Kira are going to have something to say about it still, but whatever. And I thought it was still that, they had a good time, obviously, until the end. I just don't. I'm mad that it happened like that because I think it was literally just mixed up feelings and miscommunications that occurred that didn't have to occur.
Well, in my opinion, it was Kiana projecting. One, she just don't see it for Robin. I've said it over and over. She just don't see it for Robin. She want to have an issue with Robin. Okay. That's how I feel about it. I'm standing on it. I'm not taking it back. And two, I think if she was coming off of that fertility appointment, she may have had some, feelings towards that or whatever. And so I feel like she jumped on that when honestly, like Robin said, it wasn't about her. It was about Crystal. Okay. And even in talking about Crystal, she wasn't saying it, in a bad way, right? About Crystal. She was just saying like, people without kids don't understand it. Even with you and I and getting together in collaboration, our very first meeting was on FaceTime and I was at the bus picking up my kids from school. And I'm like, hey, this is my schedule. This is what my kids do. And it's not insulting. I don't know why, and people take that offensive when people say, listen, I have kids. My life is not as free as yours. It's not. Because everything that you have as a woman, I still have as a woman, but then I also have this extra, and you may have some extra too. But some things you may be able to finagle around that I can't finagle around. And even in my own video, I said, like, I have different groups of friends that we're at different stages in parenting. So like my friends with diapers, they have way more to worry about because my little people can get up, get dressed themselves. My girls comb their own hair when it's not braided, and we out the door, versus they gotta change diapers, pack a bag, this, and the third. Whereas my friends who have kids that's older, they driving themselves to work or in their own home. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of what they call them empty nesters. They're still parents because they worry about their kids. They talk to their kids, but they're in a different area than what I'm at. I like. It's not a knock. It's not an insult, and especially I didn't see where Robin and Kiana had this issue or this conversation, not an issue. Let me backtrack. This conversation where they discussed her fertility issues, where it could have been seeming like Robin was taking a hit to her. I think she just want to have an issue with Robin, so everything Robin says, she gonna blow it up.
It was misdirected anger, I'm pretty sure. And I think Kiana, she was on an interview, I think it was like Kempire on YouTube, where apparently she said that, yeah, she knows that she kind of put 20 on 10 in that moment. And I see it both ways, because I've also, like, I feel like not being a mother, there is certain subjects that just don't apply to me, or certain things that have to do with being a parent, having kids, whatever, that I just can't relate to just naturally. Just like, I'm from New Jersey and you're not. So there's certain things maybe you won't be able to relate to just because you're not from there or something. Like, just a general thing. It doesn't have to mean you're using it against people. However, I have seen people kind of use it kind of like in a divisive way, like, that have used this same situation. So I can understand Kiana kind of being like, like her spidey sense is going off. But that's when you ask a person, wait, what was that? Like,
Point.
Or you can voice, like, oh, I don't really like when people say that, because personally I've, experienced this, that, and that. Like, just letting someone know instead of just coming in hot about a situation that wasn't even speaking, you weren't even the focus of the conversation, you weren't even the subject at all. And I also see, or how she said, the value of a person or whatever. I'm like, people do sometimes judge people off of this. However, I don't think that it wasn't even about like basing it off of a value of a person per se, as much as it was about, hey, subject being Crystal, she might not be just thinking about these things. And I'm even at that point, not even having kids, of where I'm like, okay, you just get to a point sometimes where just certain things your focus on is on other stuff. Like, and I've also been that place too, where Tiffany was coming from when she said, she's not taking friendship applications. Like, her mind is on like soccer and this and that, probably, or whatever. And in turn, that can be applicable and applied to people that don't have kids too, because I feel like I'm like that with a lot of stuff too. Like, I'm not even in the market for XYZ because I got 20 other things I'm worrying about or whatever. So it's like, I feel like it's misdirected anger because you pulled from that what you like, you interpreted it how you wanted to apply it to like yourself. And it wasn't necessarily that. And I also, but at the same time, like, Robin didn't have to say her name all like Quiana, and that just didn't help the moment, Robin. Okay.
It did not. Oh, Robin definitely gets it started, and she has no problem. Yeah. She has no problem with getting it started, but that's the role that she's comfortable in. Mm-hmm. She's comfortable in being in that role that she's in with women.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see, what next week will bring and a lot of people are saying about, oh, we should see houses sell more. Listen, I think we're seeing enough houses mixed with the
We
drama.
saw
I think it's a good combination because let's be clear, these ladies are into luxury listing, whether I'm buying $500,000 home or above. If my face is not out in the media like that, out and people don't necessarily know that I have that kind of money, right? Outside of my circle, they may want to, some of their clients may want to maintain their anonymity. I wouldn't want to be like you if you wanted to show the listing like before I get there with your camera crew and say this the house that I'm gonna show to my clients and they have this, that, and the third. Fine. If you want a proxy or something, maybe I'll send a proxy if you just need it. But I wouldn't want to be on there to let people know this is the home that I'm going to buy, because we find out if the person buys the home or not buy the home, right?
And people are stalkers and weird. Like, there's
exactly. So I think we have enough
guru that is going to be able to Google Maps exactly where they are based off of a clip of a picture. And it's Atlanta, so they're probably obviously closing deals with celebrities. They don't want people in their business or be on anybody's camera probably. And I think we're getting a good balance of both drama and real estate. Because at the end of the day, like everybody's saying, if you really are mad that you're not getting that much about houses, go watch HGTV. House Hunters still comes on. They're on like season 211. But we saw in this episode, finally, thank God, Kira sold a house to B. Simone. Thank God. It was cute. That's what she should have showed her in the beginning. I don't know why she didn't. And I think that was it. We mentioned, I think the only other thing was what Robin and her previous clients. That wasn't really much.
Right. I will say this. I did take this part away from it, not to dwell on it. I liked how they spoke on how Robin didn't just sell them a house, but she walked them through everything, really taught them. Like she really imparted into them what the process was and everything. So I really like that. I really like that.
Yeah, I did. I can't lie. I guess my own just assumptions. I was surprised when her mom and her family called her because since she came in, since day one, it was Robin doesn't play well in the sandbox with other women. She's, gone through this with women in her own family, blah, 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 blah. I just didn't think that, I didn't know she had reached somewhat of a resolution and has been working on building those relationships. So I was like, oh, okay. I mean, good for her. I'm happy for it. I just was like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, she did say in the confessional, it's a work in progress, but it's in progress. And that was the first time I ever really felt like some kind of emotion of sadness when it came to that situation with her parents. It was like, for some reason I could hear it in her voice and kind of see it on her face. The look behind her eyes told me everything that I need to know. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't all the way there yet, but they could be working. But other than that, I don't really have everything. Like this episode was cool. It gave not too much, but not too little. It wasn't extra. And honestly, I kind of needed it after all of these conversations we had to talk to and go through. But you know what we gotta get to it. You know why I saved it for last, honey. You know why I saved it for last? Because tonight is the night. And I am, baby, I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen. And that is on the Kings of Napa, baby. Because Drew Sadora, you looking for the Delilah spirit, baby. Latoya ain't have it. It's over there on the Kings of Napa with Bridget and her mom, Auntie Mel. That's what a Delilah spirit be. Because baby, one mama done slept with the sister husband, not a sister cousin, trying to sleep with her brother wife. Girl, I love it. I'm here for it.
I knew that was gonna happen. Spoiler alert, if anyone hasn't still seen the episode, there will be spoilers, so oh well. But another episode didn't disappoint right from the beginning. I was really like, I told you guys it wasn't Mr. Otis. Wasn't surprised whatsoever. I mean, I didn't know he was trying to do his own line thing. So that was like, whoa, okay, cool, I guess. I can't believe Vanessa let Yvette back in the house. I was like, okay, whatever. I said in my video, if none of y'all have seen my video, I said it like 2 or 3 episodes ago that something was up when they mentioned that Vanessa and Melanie's mom or whatever was in Paris. She couldn't make it to the funeral. I said, I'm like, that's a little, something's going to come out about that. And guess what happened? I was proven right because something came of that. And we found out she is, wow, they didn't put this lady up in a home, and she doesn't see it for either of her kids or any of the family. And we also found out that Melanie, this has been the type of thing that Melanie has been on for her whole life. So are we really surprised that she was, getting in with her brother-in-law? No. Oh my God, there was just so much with this episode. We like to also find out that August and Kelvin like to break the law, because I guess, am I the one who was like, you guys are breaking the law, you're not supposed to do that on those bleachers? I'm like, so annoying, but that's all I was thinking that entire time.
Baby, on that entire scene, I was like, August, if you're gonna get you some, baby, until them divorce paper finals, don't you get attached to that D. And also on Calvin, if you using a male money to pay for these dates, and a male ain't got a payment yet. And Bridget just barely got her job. But now I will say, girl.
Oh, yeah.
They better, girl, if Bridget the extortionist, I'm gonna fall out. But I don't think so. I think she might have some other kind of plot that's gonna be a plot twist. I don't think she the extortionist.
I feel like that would just be too easy. Like, really, like I would almost be disappointed. Like, I want it to be someone completely just that we don't know. I wonder if the dad faked his death at this point. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. And I also am like I said, I knew Bridget, she was low. I just knew this was going to happen this whole time. Like, I just knew it since they had that for her and what's his wife? Rose had their first little connect. I saw it. I knew it. It went off. I was like,
and I wasn't looking the way you was looking. I was thinking that Rose was going to befriend Bridget to try to get some dirt from her to bring back to Dana to help him take over the company from
but I still knew something romantic was going to go down. I just knew it. What I didn't know, though, that I've seen a couple people say is that they knew that Bridget knew that was always her dad. And I was like, I didn't think that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that she always knew. Yes, they had their dates and stuff, but I didn't think that was a lie. But apparently it was that, she did know. But that also, I think, was thrown out there because it gives it kind of some substance to knowing that she has a good poker face, because clearly in that moment, we for the most part, I guess, thought like, oh, she didn't know. Like, she acted the part really well that she didn't know. So, and then you saw this whole episode, she's slowly starting to like, but I really just think that's just.
I think that's the way they write it, to make us feel like Bridget could possibly be the extortionist. But baby, if Bridget is the extortionist, girl, my feelings gonna be hurt. I'll be all on the Twitter because, listen, I be tweeting, watching it, baby. They be retweeting my tweets. And I'm going to be all on the Twitter, letting them know, honey, like, y'all done played in my face and with my shape, and gravity and childbirth has done that enough. Okay. And the fact that she knew, I was kind of like, well, that explains the every Saturday thing. But then it got me to feeling like, well, why y'all just ain't never say nothing? In the beginning, the very first episode, she was asking her mama about taking her to this man's grave. So you knew, you let your mama, while you set that trap for your mama. Remember in episode 1, she was like, whose grave you was taking me to? You used to take me to the grave every year on this date. It was supposed to be the dad's grave.
So whose grave is it?
That's what I want to know. Whose
That's
grave is
extortionate.
now
Like,
taking her to? And why, if you knew Reggie was your daddy, you letting your mama take you to this strange dead person grave?
that's probably the real extortionist. At this point,
And
I'm like,
or at this point, is she treating her mama like crap? Is that part of the plan for us to see her ain't Mel the extortionist? Since Reggie, she had to continue to be the niece while everybody else was getting spoiled and she was getting the niece treatment, and yet you were still knocking my mama back in. Oh, me and my mama about to plot. I don't know where this gonna go.
I'm curious as to know what rash thing Melanie has. I was like, okay, that's weird.
Well, you know, she come over there from one of them places, child, that they always tell you get all of them shots before you go.
Yeah, I don't know what that. I'm confused as to what that could be. I've never heard of those symptoms, but I'm curious to know. I'm sure that'll play a part of the storyline. And I also was kind of taken aback when what's her face? Yes, since Bridget was, I don't know, she just, this whole episode, she was just throwing me off when I was like just looking a little bit deeper this time, because now I'm like, I don't know what to believe. And then when she also got that phone call and it was like, why'd you quit Sean and Sean? Oh, that was a part of fun. And it's like, pause, what is going on? Because someone tell me, like, I need to know, because I'm confused. Usually I feel like I be knowing everything as far as that's going to happen. I was like, whoa. I saw it coming with her and Rose, but I didn't see it coming with a lot of other stuff around here.
Yeah,
And I didn't think they just kissed, but and of course, you know, Dana, I don't even know what type of warpath he's gonna be on for this new episode, but you already know
you
it's
know
something.
Dana is Patty. Baby, he is P-E to the T-T-Y. Listen, I had to tweet him like, Rance, you gonna play it cool or you about to be the petty Betty that you are? Shout out to Rance Nick, who plays Dana. Follow him on Twitter too, baby, because he does tweet back and respond. And he was like, you just gonna have to watch and see. And I was like, baby, y'all wrong for giving me these breadcrumbs like this. I'm a thick girl. I need the whole meal. Stop playing with me like this. I need to know.
And you know, this would happen right on the heels of them beginning their fertility journey. So don't know what's gonna come of that at
Is he
all.
gonna still have this baby? How is Aunt Vanessa gonna feel? Is this mama gonna escape the home? Because I need to know more of Aunt Mel backstory. And I kind of feel like, and you know, more people may not be feeling this way, but this is just my opinion, right? Which is what we're here doing. I feel two ways as far as Vanessa's relationship with the sisters, both hers and Aunt Yvette, right? So I'm gonna start off with hers. I understand you mad with your sister, right? I understand you mad with her. And listen, I'm surprised Aunt Vanessa ain't beat her Aunt Mel up yet. Okay, let me just be honest about that. But I feel like at the point when you went and found them passports with y'all faces and a whole different name and all of this money, clearly your sister know more than what you need to know, and you should have went have a conversation. I know you mad with it, you don't want to, but listen, stop giving it to me pieces by pieces. You know what I'm saying? If you whatever you and my husband did at that point, y'all did, but you know everything about somebody extorting my family, this money in these passports that was hidden from me that I didn't know. Run me the story so I can protect me and my kids. We can deal with all of that other stuff later, but my sister would have had to up that information for me because you holding that information. Goddamn, you that jealous of me, like that my life is in danger and you're not gonna say nothing. That's not a secret I would have held from my sister. Now, when it comes to Yvette and her being mad at Yvette, I understand she mad at Yvette because they cool. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if the keeper of the secrets is the keeper of the secrets, the keeper kept the secret. That's number one. Number two, you're not Yvette's sister. You Yvette's sister-in-law. So by your thinking, she should have told you what was going on with your sister. So you wanted her and her brother to be on the outs, right? Because your sister was screwing her brother. At the end of the day, you a sister-in-law today, and you could be head girl tomorrow. Her loyalty lied with her brother, and Yvette was supposed to take that secret to her goddamn grave, and she should have been meeting at the little off-site where her and Mel was meeting before. But there ain't no Vanessa was gonna be in the closet trapped up in there like she was chapter 100 in the Trapped in the Closet series.
I don't think Vivette should have told, no, because, this is something I say in all my videos. Nobody's family is going to have your back more than they have their. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care. You've been married for 85 years. I don't care. That's to your face. At the end of the day, I'm saying this as a married person, as a friend, as a whatever. I just don't feel like anyone's ever going to have your back as much as they have that family member's back that you're, joined to or whatever. So no, do I think she should have told her? I mean, no, that's not realistic. However, I do think that Vanessa is completely entitled to being like, get out of my house, because no, you're not about to. Oh, you knew this whole time? You can go too. Like, there's no way. And if anything,
Oh yeah, she wouldn't be sleeping on my Egyptian cotton. I'm a firm believer in that. But you know what else I don't understand? Why, if she started selling wigs out of her trunk and now she has this big wig business, why is she even living with them anyway?
I assumed everybody in the beginning was living at the house, but apparently, August has her own place, and I guess Dana and Rose lived there. Yvette lived there. Bridget lived on her own. I don't know. I can kind of understand it, but at the same time, Yvette, I don't know how much money those wigs is this supposed to be like a joke, or like a, like a funny thing that like she has this multi-million-dollar wig company, but like her wigs be looking horrible? Like, I think that's supposed to be a joke, because she be having them Tyler Perry wigs on, if you ask me. And Vanessa, I don't think is right. I'm so glad they finally I feel like they're treating her like a puppy or something. Oh, they finally let Bridget come back. But no, I am glad that they let Bridget, Vanessa came to her senses finally. But I also think I still don't completely trust her. And I still feel like she finally, you go through you go through levels of revenge and like steps and stuff. And I think at first it was the like just anger and stuff. And now she's transitioned to the next phase of revenge, which means like actually taking action and like doing the whole nice thing to like lure people in. I think that's what she's doing. And she's going to bring down the hammer in a couple episodes. I don't think they was married for way too long. They had way too many things and stuff, like, for her to just have let this go in a couple episodes, especially how hot she came in at first. There's no way. So she definitely is bringing Bridget close on purpose, just to probably have her go against Melanie or whatever, which I think is just really not right. She needs to because that's a mother-daughter relationship that they got to figure out or whatever. Like, everybody has their own hurt and their own feelings about the situation or whatever, and no one could put the other person's shoes on in this situation. They're all, she was the sister, and the other woman, she was the illegitimate child. She was the wife, the scorned wife. Like, everyone has their own thing. So she should just like let them, like, if they're gonna, you asking her to cut her mother off and stuff is just not like, that's just not realistic in this situation. I feel like that's something she needs to come to terms with on her own.
Yeah, I feel like that should have been presented to her prior to the New York trip, prior to suckering me in. Like,
yeah,
if that's the condition of me getting my job back, then baby, you should have told me that while you were standing in front of my driveway. And I could have let you know. I feel like that's wrong. Like, the same way you felt like Mel was trying to come in between you and Dana, you doing the same thing. But like you say, she on the phase too. That plot post. So we don't know what she plotting, because why? Nothing that Bridget said to me warranted going to see her mama. Like, even if she would have been like, I mean, I understand she was asking, why would my mama do something like that? Baby, you had all them stories you could have told her, girl, your mama been a wild child. This is what your mama do. So it's something. They ain't showed us that grandma for no reason, honey.
No. That's not the last
something in me say ain't Vanessa ain't as innocent. She ain't. I mean, she a victim in this situation, because her sister, I don't care what I was doing, my sister should never. She better not ever. Girl,
No.
you see this? My sister better not ever. But something tell me, not, I just get this feeling that not everything that's being blamed on Aunt Mel was really Aunt Mel doing. I feel like Aunt Mel might have took some smoke and took the stuff for some of the stuff Aunt Vanessa was doing since she was deemed the good child. I don't know why I get that feeling deep down in my bones.
Because that's the thing. The people always, it's just like they always say, like, oh yeah, the good child, you know, always gets pregnant first, or the good child, it always be everyone always be looking at this person, but then something comes out of left field, and it's like, so yeah, they even said a little bit. He apparently did, you know, they cheated one time or the first time or whatever, based off the fact that Vanessa was allegedly said to have been creeping around doing something too. So that's something we'll probably never know unless, again, the dad resurfaces. But
girl, if they bring that man back from the dead, get the African men. Get the African men that be dancing with the coffins and tell them make sure they bury me in New Orleans and have some chew chicken at my repast. But girl, I can't wait for tonight. Girl, you know I'll probably be texting you like, girl, I know you lying. You see this?
T-minus 30 minutes.
Oh, yes, girl. Come on, let's go ahead and get ready, y'all. We want to thank you all for watching. Yes. Don't forget to come back. We'll be doing new videos every week. I will be posting our email and the links, okay? Email us. You have questions, we have answers. You have comments, we have responses, baby. You want to just hear a certain topic discussed, let us know. Email us at worldofreads@gmail.com. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later.